This is a tutorial on using CapCut to make a Twitch clip compilation. Just a basic one, basic editing. So to download all your clips, I use a website called twitchanz.com/clips. Not to be confused by the name, it's not just for ANZ, it searches everyone. And so when you first go to this page, there's going to be a login button at the top, and as you can see, I'm already logged in, so it's not there. So it's just going to authorize your Twitch account just like you would with Streamlabs or Stream Elements or any other tool that you connect to your Twitch. And depending on how many clips you have may affect the range of how many clips you want to download and how often you want to make a compilation. One streamer I was doing them for, once a month, they had plenty of clips to make like 10-minute video. And another streamer I've done it for, 2 months of clips. 50 to 60, 70 clips. I'd go through them all and end up with a 12-minute video, sometimes a 20-minute video. So it really just depends on how much clipping is being done and how many duplicates there are. You got to sift through, and if there's some that aren't very good that you don't feel like throwing in there, that's about roughly how it can be, 10 to 20 minutes. Now, if you do a full 1-minute clip on every clip, you got 20 clips. That's 20-minute video, but that's typically not the case. So you can use this tool to download anyone's clips. I can put any streamer name in here. So that's how I do it. Like the streamer does not need to give me editor access to their channel. I can just do it all here. It's the same with a shout out clip tool. When they do shout outs, you're pulling other people's clips. We're just doing it like a month of clips at a time, you know. And so I searched 2 months because there was like 5 clips per month in the first 2 months here. And it got me 16 clips for my first couple of streams. I have like 60 clips total. Then you do your search, and then you get the search results. It shows all the clips. Then you need to install a browser extension called Download Them All.net, which is another way you can say it is download them all. That's the way I used to read it. Works on Firefox, Chrome, or Edge. And once you install that, it gives you this option to right-click on the website, download them all, and it's going to find all the links to these clips that are on this page. And it's going to pull them up in a list. And then you hit download down at the bottom right. And your browser will just start going through. Oh, down them all. Yeah, see. Yeah, download them all. Down them all. And you can clear out your list. Like I did this twice now, so that's why it's like a long list. But I can clear all the complete ones. So the next time I do more, it's a clean list. And so that puts them all in my downloads folder. And I make folders based on the date range that I chose. So like the year and the month February or January through February. And then I just dump them in there. And another feature this has is you can download a spreadsheet of all the clips. Choose the export type CSV export data. And now there's a spreadsheet of all the information about the clips, the titles and the dates, stuff like that. Because the files of the clips that you download don't have titles on them, they're just random letters. So you can come in here and search, look for certain clips. And then you have to find the file name at the end of the spreadsheet and look for it. But since we're doing a Twitch compilation or a clip compilation, I don't worry about all this. That's just for other stuff. I put that also in the folder. So then I use CapCut for desktop. It's free. And CapCut will show you pro features as well, and it'll put the little pro icon next to it. So even though I've paid for it, it shows the little pro icon next to the things. So you download it for your desktop. And at the very top of CapCut project, you can click on this and give it a name. Like DRALE clip comp. I usually don't write out the full word. Then I press enter. And then that will name it instead of just a random numbers for the project. And I usually have my folder open on my other screen, my other monitor, and drag stuff over. So you can do that. Or you can click the import button, select them all, pull them in. And if you need to do more, there's an import button here at the top left. So I need to get my little intro, the intro video and intro song. Now those are in there. And so these are your imported assets, and the bottom is the timeline of where you're going to do the work. So I'm going to drag my music, and I drag the intro video. And the intro video is only a couple seconds. So on the far right is a zoom option to zoom into the timeline so that you can see stuff better. And then I'm going to cut off So you might find a portion of the song, like a couple seconds, that you like your favorite part that you want to lead into the video with if you're wanting an intro on it, and just like cut it off. And in order to cut through clips, you'll need to set up your keys. Two of them are already set up for you. One of them is split. So it splits the video in half. The other one is delete left. So everything to the left of this white line, this vertical line, is going to disappear, because maybe in the clip was like some dead air or something in the very beginning of the clip that wasn't useful, and you want to move things faster, move things along in your clip compilation, and not have to watch full 1 minute clips. And then there's a delete right. Deletes everything to the right of the white line. So maybe if you trim off the end of a clip that it went on too long and you want to cut it off. So I'm going to undo that because that was just an example. But the delete left and delete right can be done with the letters Q and W. So I have my middle finger on the W, my ring finger on the Q, and pointer finger on E. Now the default for split is Control B, which is a little bit of a distance from the keyboard and requires extra fingers. So I go up to the shortcut options at the top right of CapCut, and you can change the split to the letter E. That way Q, W, and E are all together, and I got my fingers on all of them, and I can just quickly do the cutting and splitting without having to move my hands to other areas of the keyboard. But they don't let you change Q and W, because I was wanting to do my middle finger as the split down the middle, my other fingers on either side as left and right, because I thought that makes sense, but they don't let you change those. I've researched about it, and other people are having issues with that too. All right, so we got our little intro there, and we got our shortcut keys for cutting that we're about to do, and we need to drag in all of our clips. Just highlight them all and drag them in. Highlight all of them except for the intro song. And then on the far right, again, is the zooming. And there's also fit to zoom, so it'll automatically fit everything. But you might want to just whatever your preference is as you're working to what you need to see, you can zoom in and out. You can also hold left control and use the mouse scroll wheel to do that. So what I typically do is, like, maybe you want to download your clips a week at a time or months at a time. I will drag in the clips somewhat in chronological order, but there's no real good way that I found to do that. And then So you'll have your clips. And then I just start going through. I will, let me zoom out. Okay. So I have my fingers on QWE and my thumb is on the space bar. And the space bar will stop, play, and stop. So as I'm doing that, I'll watch the clips. And if I don't like a certain part of it, I can grab it, go back with the mouse, and decide I'm going to cut out that first part of the clip. Boom, it's gone. And then maybe there's a middle part of the clip I don't like. I do the split down the middle, go a little further, and then delete to the left. So it's going to delete everything from the left or to the left of this white line all the way to that last cut, that split I just made. So now I've cut something out of the middle of the clip by doing that. And also another helpful thing as you're doing this to go through them faster is you can see the audio, these little spikes of audio where you're talking or not talking or where there's nothing going on. So like after this, there's like nothing going on. I'm just looking at the camera and not saying anything at the end of the clip. So I would put my cursor right after the edge of the audio there and delete it off with the W key, delete everything to the right. And so that's going to take you going through that. That's about going to take you just as long to watch the clips as however many their clips are. It could be 40 minutes of clips or something, and you're going to have to, skim through them quickly. Sometimes you can identify by looking at the clip that, oh, these two clips are the same thing. Maybe two different people made the same clip. It's a duplicate, and you can just kind of watch it real quick. Hit the space bar. Go to the next one and kind of just like jump around and listen with the space bar. And not have to watch the whole thing and say, oh, this one's a duplicate. I'm just going to hit it and hit the delete key and just remove the whole clip altogether. Or maybe like a streamer I was doing clips for, they had like a whole bunch of clips of the same game, but they're a variety streamer and they have other games as well. So I kind of wanted to like, okay, I've seen 2 or 3 clips already of something happening in this game that's basically the same joke. And there's like 5 more clips, and like I'm just gonna like delete all those and like narrow it down and pick the best ones and delete the rest from the project. So I'm not repeating the same joke or whatever it is over and over. And then when I'm done going through them all, and I got it all trimmed down, I like to just drag and rearrange them to just kind of randomize a little bit so it's not the same 3 types of clips in a row. So like maybe if there's some jump scares, I'll spread them out throughout the video and not put all the jump scares up front or in the end. So that way that it's, it's keeping the video changing up as you watch it. And also take into consideration the beginning of the video of YouTube guidelines of not wanting certain cuss words or whatever to be said in the beginning for the first few seconds. So you gotta for like the first minute or so, you gotta rearrange your clips so that the first clips play are clean, or otherwise you're going to have to go through and bleep them out. And so after I got them all trimmed down, let's see, there's two different ways I can do this. A couple different ways. Okay, so the next phase is going to be captions. If they want captions on the screen of what's being said, at the top right is text. And there's an option called auto-captions. And you choose the language and say to generate. So that's going to process. And this is in the free version. You don't have to pay for this. And so once it's done, now it's got all the text laid out. What's being said, what I said. And then you can see it on the screen. It's put it at the bottom. Come over to, you click on one of the text items, caption items. Come over to the right. And you can adjust the font size, colors, and just different things. And there's some presets in here as well. This scrolls pretty fast. Might do yellow with the black outline for my banana stuff. And then what I do, go to the captions section, and you can see all, like the transcript basically of all the captions. You can click at the top. No one's laughing. Oh, that's part of a song. That's part of my song, so I don't want that. And then as I'm playing it back, I can hit the space bar with my thumb and keep the mouse over by the captions on the right. I'm just verifying that what I've said is correct on the captions and there's no typos. And if the text is too long or you want to cut up the text so it's easier to read or whatever, you can go to the captions on the right and select, say, in the middle of the sentence and hit enter. It'll split it. So now that sentence is split into two sections that change. And then I just finished going through the whole thing, correcting any typos. And the color and style applies to all captions. When you do the auto captions, they're all linked together. This scrolls really fast. And it says right here, apply to all, the top right. So if you don't uncheck that, just keep it checked and you can change the colors and font of the font. of the text and change your font and everything. So when that's done, now I have a video. So I'm basically listening or watching the video again, watching all my clips again, but in a shorter time frame because I've already cut it down. And then after I've verified the captions look good, then I can start. If you want to, you don't have to. You can put transitions between each clip. So at the top left is the transitions section. And it'll show you what's trending, what people like. Or you can look at the different categories like basic or blur transitions, basic rotation or swiping left and right. And it'll show a little pro icon next to the ones that are part of the pro CapCut. Which ones aren't. Yeah, which ones are free. And so you can pick one. I just pick one and drag it down to the middle between these two clips. And it's going to link them together like that. Now, when I play it back, you'll see the transition, which was that little pull in zoom. You can also click on that transition and delete it. Maybe we'll try a different one. Try a very basic transition. And I just ignore this. Create duplicate frames for translation. Just click OK. And now I got a different type of transition that pushes it to the left to pull in the next video. And so I will just go through between every clip and just randomly just pick transitions and place them down. But also being mindful that if you have edited a clip in the middle and the clip is split up in two parts in your timeline, you're going to see that line and you have to make sure not to put a transition there in the middle of a clip. And so when that's done, I've got all the transitions everywhere. I kind of skim through it once more just to kind of make sure that the transitions look good. Sometimes the transitions produce like a flash of white light, and I don't like those types of transitions, so I gotta be careful which ones are there. Then you may have like an outro video. For YouTube, you need an outro of 5 seconds if you want to have the cards at the end of your video that show up to have like, oh, check out my other video or check out this one, etc. You need a 5-second window. Otherwise, those cards are going to show up in the last 5 seconds of your clips compilation. So it's better to have like a placeholder at the end after your clips that's 5 seconds long with maybe outro music. Like I put some music here with my video again. And then I would have fade in. I would choose the fade in audio. Is this? So that the audio gets quiet, starts quiet and then gets louder. And you can see how it ramps up there. So now when you're done with the compilation, This is basically what it looks like, except it'll be maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes long. This is only 3 minutes right here. And then you'll go to the menu, File, Export. Brings this up, and it puts that title that we created earlier at the top of the project. It automatically puts it there, and that's going to be the name of your file. And then you choose where on your computer you want to save it to. And then pay attention to the resolution that you're exporting, at least the same quality as the clips or maybe a little higher. So this project started out at 720p, 6000 kilobits per second, which 6000 kilobits is around the max that Twitch is going to have, and 1080p would be the max. But my clips are 720, and I stream at 4500 kilobits. And I can even verify that by looking at my clips. I can right click on one of them. And it'll show you the detail of the quality of the clips, which is 720 with a bit rate of 4000. And I stream at 60 FPS. And these clips are coming out as 40. It's interesting. Yeah, this clip is 60. So, and this clip is also a higher quality of almost hitting 4500. And then you'll export it and click the export button here. And that'll create an MP4 file that you can upload to YouTube. And the pro version of CapCut allows you to export the captions into an SRT file. And that file is a text file that you can upload to YouTube along with your video in order to have your corrected. You did all that work in CapCut to make sure there's no typos and all the captions are good. You might as well upload that file to YouTube as well along with the video for closed captioning. And even though you have the text on your video, but if you can still do all that, and maybe you don't want captions hard coded onto the video itself, and you want people to have the choice of the closed captions, then you can still do that whole process I talked about with doing the captioning, but hide the text. With this little eyeball icon, it'll shut off the text so it won't be visible on the video itself, but you can still export the text file of your captions. But that's with the pro version that allows you to export that captions file. However, if you're using the free version of CapCut, there's a workaround to get that caption file in a little sneaky way. So I go to this website, and I'll paste the link in a bit after I verify that this is good. So it tells you to go to your project folder and browse for this draft_content.json. So in CapCut, you just click outside of your clips and don't have anything highlighted like this. It's like click in the timeline somewhere. It'll bring up your details of the project. And this is the path where mine are at. And the path where yours are going to be is going to be the default location. So it's going to be different. And the website shows that path right here. So I'm going to browse. And then I have found my path, draft_content. I'm going to open that. And look, it automatically put my captions into the YouTube format, the SRT file format. And I can save the SRT. Now I have this captions SRT I can put along in my computer next to the video, the clip compilation that I made, and upload that to YouTube. And don't have to do extra work with captions inside YouTube.